Hey, what's good? This is gonna be for Gemini for the lunar eclipse in Pisces. I looked everywhere because one place said it in Virgo, and then everywhere else said it in Pisces. So 4 degrees Pisces. So um yeah, this is gonna be to see what you mainly have to focus on, right? For the lunar eclipse. I'm a fellow Gemini, so let's see what comes through. And yeah, let's see. So for Gemini, what spirit animal can help with this lunar eclipse on August 27th? Wow, the moth spirit. So maybe your spidey senses are really being activated at this time, right? So the best thing that could assist you is surrender now. Wow. Maybe you've been fighting your spiritual gifts, right? So this is kind of saying there, surrender to it. No more fighting it. Because that's what happens. Whenever I see the moth, my spidey senses kick into another gear. Surprisingly, I haven't seen any lately, right? But that I could remember at this moment. But damn, I wouldn't be surprised. So surrender now. Wow, that's crazy. So moth spirit. And I'm sure there's more. I know on my podcast channel, I have a whole spirit animal video about the moth. I'll put a link to it underneath, right? Yeah, so okay. Moth spirit. All right. Whoa. You can breathe. Wow, that kind of goes with the surrendering. So from my book of Oracle deck, I got number 18, right? Which adds up to nine kind of endings. You can breathe, right? Maybe the whales are significant, dolphins, right? I think I have a spirit animal video about dolphins. Maybe I might not, but I'll put a link if I do, right? I always make a spirit animal when I run into them, and I think that, right, I went to the beach and boom, the dolphins were right in front of me, and I was like, what? So, or they come to me in dreams, and yeah, dolphins came in my dream and everything. So, anyways, you can breathe, right? So, maybe that's part of it, right? Fighting it is, today, yeah, fighting it kind of is that, right? When you're fighting, you don't stop and you just breathe, right? Surrender to it. So, that's pretty interesting, right? And this one too, I have a short explaining this, right? The you can breathe card, right? So if you on this channel, so you can breathe. All right. So what else? Why does Gemini need to surrender and why can they breathe now? It's like maybe you were going through something. Now the worst is over. And this lunar eclipse symbolizes, wow, I knew it. Somehow I knew it. Because in this card, in my deck, 39 is the tower, and that's what it made me think of, right? When I saw the tower, and it's funny that then the tower comes out, but it's 16 right here. That's so funny, the tower. I'm not surprised because I don't know, that made me think of the tower, the very first card. I was like, oh, what tower moment? Like, surrender now. Something basically happened that has forced you to surrender. Like, there was no other way. Whatever thing was happening, I get it. Something happened for me recently that it didn't really seem like a tower moment, but now I'm seeing how that caused a domino effect, right? So very interesting, right? And I just, yeah, the same. I posted a video about that on my podcast channel. Look at beautiful. So from the tower moment, bam, to Ace of Wands, inspiration, right? Good news, all the things that stemmed out from a tower moment, right? You can breathe. Maybe that something happened that made you take action, and then boom, like you were surprisingly relieved after, like, oh wow, I'm actually relieved. And in a way, you surrender, right? You surrender like the moth, or for those of you fighting it, that would be the advice: surrender to. Yeah, wow, look at a lot of fiery energy. Leo, Queen of Wands. Maybe you're in this kind of energy, right? And that's kind of surrendering to your spiritual gifts, right? Maybe some of you literally are, right? That the witches, male, female, doesn't matter. I learned after so many years, right? Um, yeah, I learned after so many years, right? Maybe some of you have that in your bloodline, you know? Maybe some of you have a black cat and things are moving, right? Because this even says a good scent for business, right? Someone attractive, magnetic, mature. Let me see let me look this up real quick. Maybe you're very family is very important to you, right? So okay, what else, Gemini? That's funny. A lot of fire energy. So maybe you have that fire. You know, and it's funny because moth, right? Like a moth to a flame. So that's interesting. It's almost like those gifts are attracted to you, but you probably were fighting it, right? Imagine that. Maybe spirits were already trying to communicate with you and like a moth to a flame, right? Interesting. Hmm. Wow. Okay, let me see. This is beautiful because I feel like things are going so good that maybe you feel like even giving back, right? Maybe you're in this kind of mode. So for the lunar eclipse, don't forget, right? I think you're gonna enter into a period of if you haven't had that tower hit, don't be just know that the tower is for a reason, right? And it's a beautiful reason. Because then from there things start moving, right? Imagine it's always beautiful to see that you're so prosperous you could give to others, right? If you want, right? But I would say, yeah, because it's just that natural ebb and flow, right? I don't think I even need to tell you to do that. You just know, right? Or you feel it, right? You feel good doing it. For whatever reason, there's still conflicts. We're gonna find out what this is, right? Because the Eight of Wands came out as well. I don't know if someone's trying to rush towards you to cause conflict with you, right? Just a lot of fire energy here. Someone's not happy with something as I split the deck. The devil and the magician. Whoa. That's interesting. Explain. Yeah, let's see what's up with this. Because that's funny, right? The devil, the magician, conflict. Let's first see who this conflict is. That one just flipped right over. Wow, maybe a Capricorn. Someone that wanted to have power, right? That kind of thing, right? Wow, that's interesting. A Capricorn type energy that is right. Maybe why is what is it's funny because I clicked on it, but I didn't end up watching. I was like, I'm gonna do this reading instead because I got time. If I got time to watch, I was gonna watch this thing about Boeing, right? And the first thing in while you're watching the preview, it's talking about they're saying I guess there was a whistleblower, right, about Boeing the planes because I'm guessing they must have crashed or something. But of course, they don't want the person to talk. So what are they gonna do, right? They I don't know. I haven't seen, right? I don't know what happened. If they ended up trying to take out the whistleblower or what. But I don't know what's up with this situation. If someone didn't want you to say some truth or something, but Capricorn, someone, yeah, that was like kind of power hungry, right? So why is this Capricorn energy, right? This like power hungry person. I mean, kind of. I don't necessarily want to say that they were money hungry. They could be, but they definitely wanted to have power over you in some way, right? That's what I'm getting. Let me see. Yeah, wow. Got Sagittarius too. Let me see. Okay, so this is a different person. There's also a Sagittarius energy, right? But I'm seeing it's something that you walked away from, right? There's also a Sagittarius energy that you walked away from. Let me see. Well, you are gonna walk away from. Wow. Hmm. I think didn't this come out in, I don't know, I did the all signs reading and I feel like this kind of came out. Jeez, okay. I don't know. I think people are coming towards you, but you got the Capricorn energy wanting to pick a fight. You got the Sagittarius type energy, right? Knight of Wands that wants to come in hot, right? I don't know what the maybe it's a sexual thing. I really don't know. Someone's feeling passionate, but I feel like you're deciding to walk away, or this is them walking away after you decide that that's not for you, right? I feel this is definitely your energy, Queen of Pentacles, right? Queen of Pentacles. I don't know. I feel like you're gonna have three offers because you got the. Let me see. You got because you got the Six of Swords too, right? Hope. This is either you going towards something else, right? When you walked away from something, you knew there was something better for you out there, right? And then you got this Queen of Pentacles, the Lovers, right? The Choice Lovers, however you want to call it, the Empress, Ten of Pentacles. And I think that's what's making people want to come towards you because they look at you as being abundant now, right? Or they know maybe someone got a reading on you and they're like, oh, damn, like something in the future saying that Gemini's gonna be abundant. I need to connect myself to them now. Let me see. Let me see. What is this lover's card? Because that one kind of, I mean, hey, it could be, you know, Gemini, male or female, doesn't matter. You could be in this. Let me see. Wow, the devil in reverse. There's something. Oh, that's literally what came out. The end of an era, the end of attachments, right? Wow. And the devil, wow, the devil with the devil with the Four of Wands in reverse came out. Both of them in reverse. So there's something you walked away from permanently. Like it's done, right? No more illusion of that could have been, oh, this was my Four of Wands, right? This was my celebration home, right? Family, unity. Yeah, so that illusion has vanished, right? You no longer, wow, that's crazy because that's basically what came out in the all signs, right? It was just a weekend read. So this is kind of, I guess his energy is carrying all the way through to the eclipse, right? It's funny because, yeah. I think Gemini is usually thought of as more of a masculine energy, but right now there's a lot of that nurturing. Maybe that's why, right? There's that magnetic kind of energy. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna ask, right? Damn, the devil. Okay, let me see. Is yeah, I don't know. It's like you're embodying both, right? The or this is an offer that's coming in. Two very nurturing energies, right? It doesn't matter if you're male, female, and I got chills with that. So it's two very nurturing. Imagine it'll be two like energies that will know and look at both of them, right? Abundance and rich, right? Being rich and abundant. So it's, I mean, they're basically both anyways abundant, right? And then we got the world. So definitely look at that's literally what the quick read was. The end of an era and the end of attachment. So that whole thing has finished, right? And this card says maybe at work or something, things have picked up. And I feel like, yeah, when I guess, obviously we got the five of wands and then the seven of wands. So someone might try to pick a fight with you, right? Different things. It's okay, right? I feel like you're gonna stand in your truth. I don't feel like you're gonna give in, right? I feel like people, if they come towards you, they're gonna be surprised because maybe usually you're seen in this kind of Empress or Queen of Pentacles, very nurturing, very. But I feel like they think of you like that, and when they come towards you, they're gonna get this right. They're gonna be, oh shoot, okay, I didn't know you were ready to, you know. Maybe you walked away from someone that maybe like a more immature Gemini or something, right? Interesting. Let me see. Think this is a reminder, right? For those of you that may entertain things, let me ask. Let me clarify. I mean, I feel it already. I think that's what it is, but let me just, yeah. I asked if this was you, and no, right? Maybe someone feels like that, like that's it. They give it up, right? Because it's like, hey, nope, too late. You can't smudge away bad decisions. So whatever, right? If someone pushed you away, it's too late, right? I think just all these, the Eight of Cups, the Six of Swords, all these things, like the Devil in reverse, Four of Wands in reverse. Like you're on a whole new, right? The world came out. Yeah, that's it, right? It's a truce too. It's like, hey, why fight, right? Even if people want to come towards you, like, dude, like, why even fight about it? It's just there. It's done. You can't smudge away bad decisions. If that's how they're looking at it, apparently they are, right? If someone decided that at one point, you know, you weren't the business and now all of a sudden, like it's fine, right? No harm, no foul. It's cool. It looks like, hey, you made the best out of the situation. Wow, look at see. I think that's what it was, right? You weren't the main character in their story. I think you had right, you had a tower moment. I think this tower moment is just something else, right? Because this feels like it was a long story that already unfolded, and maybe that during this eclipse is just like something trying to come back in, almost to see if you pass the test. So hopefully you did, right? I feel like you already did with the world. Once the world comes out, it's done, right? Like it's out of your hands, even like it's done. You would have to be strange to. It's almost like the waves are already pushing you forward. Imagine you're like on a or a surfboard and the waves are pushing you forward. You really can't go backwards, right? Like the waves are taking you, right? Any bad decision would be maybe this was that person, right? Maybe someone coming in with a sob story talking about, wow, the reason I did this was because of that or something, or I was drunk or something. And it's like, no. So if someone tries to tell you that they did something because they were drunk, it's a lie. That's what I'm getting. Anyone that tries to say, oh, no, I did this because I drank, or I did this because Mercury retrograde, or I something about that, it was like, yeah, interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So, let me see. Six might be significant, right? June 6th, June 4th, June 2nd, right? 24 hours in a day. Maybe right now they're reminding you to really pay attention, right? To use your hours wisely, right? 42 laws of Ma'at. So regardless, those two numbers are very significant, right? Look into the moth spirit. I'll put a link to that video. What else? Let's see. What the new connection, because the lovers came out, so I didn't really go too much into that. Let's see what's coming in for Gemini with that lovers card. Let me see. Is there a new connection? I mean, the Ten of Pentacles is that anyways, but see, Ten of Pentacles came out, so what the freak? This little bag that I used for the cards. Wow. So whatever new connection is coming in, bam. Maybe it's with a Leo, right? But the sun, lit, happiness, success, high vibration, leader, truth, self-love, inspiration, creativity. For some, maybe it's just falling in love with yourself all over again, right? That's what makes things so magnetic, so like everything just coming to you, right? Well, six, right? Wow, because six, even the lovers is six, right? So, right, that makes sense. Six, the you got the sun, the world again. Wow. So yeah, what I say, like, there's no what I was feeling. There was no way that you could go back from. And look at Leo energy again. So yeah, maybe Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio. Conclusion, completion, karmic lesson, success, level up, achievement, knowledge. Right. Wow, Gemini. This is I love it. Right. I love it. Yeah, but yeah. So maybe you're gonna connect. I mean, maybe they're gonna look at you like you're their son. They're gonna look at you like you're their son, right? What the hell did I just say? Maybe you're gonna look at them like they're your son. Maybe they're gonna look at you like you're their son, right? Son meaning the sun, right? Yeah, maybe it's gonna happen at work. Maybe you're gonna meet someone at work, or you're just gonna be focused, right? Or maybe you two are gonna work together. There's something in it. Maybe it's a Virgo, right? A fellow Mercury ruled sign. Look at that little sun again, right? And eight karmic lessons. What did it say in the world? So maybe there's something with that. Focused, ambition, expertise, dedication, accomplishment, working towards goals. Maybe even that. There's gonna be a connection that both of you work together towards a goal. What could form a stronger bond than that, right? Like maybe that's how you'll know. You'll be like, wow, we both have similar goals, right? Someone that's willing to, who did that? I saw an interview with oh, that guy. What is it, John Bernthal? And even that, right? It was kind of Like how we said, at the end of the day, right? Maybe it's that kind of connection, right? That you two are like, best friends, lovers, best friends. Like that's your teammate, right? So let's see. That's crazy, but yeah, wow, look at. I know this is usually like, but here, look at how the two are perfectly together, right? Two of Pentacles. This is usually like kind of like that, but look at the way in this deck, it's perfect, right? Yin and yang, complementary, right? Two peas in a pod kind of thing. Yeah, maybe a Capricorn even. Excuse me. Yeah, so it's funny that the two came out, right? I don't know. It's the energy from that doesn't feel like that, like the whole bat, right? Like the if not that would have came out in the other deck. So this feels like that's kind of the message, right? Yin and yang, right? Your yin to your yang, because that's literally the symbol, right? The yin to your yang. So yeah, that's beautiful. I love it, really. So on that note, I think that's it. I don't know what other card. Oh, here, let me see. Just one more for this to see who this person. Right. So this is all for this lunar eclipse. Pretty interesting. So damn, I guess a partnership is big for you, Gemini. There's definitely that because it's been coming out for a while. And I feel like maybe you already met this person or you're about to, and I feel like things are gonna move pretty quick, right? Interesting. Authority figures. Maybe that. Maybe I don't know what either you have this is where you knew each other from, right? Celtic. It's funny, right? Celtic, right? Because that's one of the readings, Celtic cross readings. Authority figures. Maybe both of you together will work in that way, right? Judge, right? Like to do something positive. Authority figures. Interesting. Where's the little booklet? I almost want to read it. Let me see the Celtic one. I mean, I think it just means that you probably knew each other from that life. You drew this card because you had a significant past lifetime in Celtic lands, and you continue to feel bonded to this culture. Perhaps you've lived in or visited the Isles of Ireland, right? Maybe they've gone to Ireland, maybe you've gone to Ireland, Scotland, Wales, or England. If so, you may have a sense of deja vu and be Anglophile. An Anglophile, a person who adores these cultures. You're also fascinated with Stonehenge and King Arthur's Camelot. You may have learned the old religion of the Celtic lands, which involved the use of Hmm. Healing herbs and gaining wisdom from oak trees. Wow. You could even be an ancient druid in disguise. Your connection to the elemental realm has made you love fairies, elves, and all fae. You also respect and love trees, especially oaks and willows. Wow, that's pretty deep. If you haven't already done so, schedule some visits to the ancient sacred areas of the United Kingdom and Ireland, exploring their stone circles, castles, and spiritual artifacts may trigger additional healing memories. Wow, okay. So yeah, there's something there. I'm gonna read this other one too. Just in your previous and current lifetimes, you followed rules that were set down by authority figures such as parents and teachers. You may have also encountered intimidating or even cruel authority figures in the past. Perhaps you found yourself in the presence of those who were power hungry. What did I say about that previous connection, right? Someone that wanted control. Power hungry or abusive. These situations can lead you to fear authority figures and succumb to their will in the present. I know more. While it's normal to sometimes be intimidated by powerful individuals, fearing authority figures can lead to unhealthy passivity. For example, you may feel pressured to bow to others' rules without standing up for your rights, or you may develop conflict phobias in which you negate your own needs in order to avoid arguments and disharmony. In some cases, this can lead to a form of depression called learned helplessness. Wow, in which you don't even try to improve your life. To heal this situation, fill yourself with self love and self esteem and see yourself as being whole and healed. Oftentimes, just remembering past life details will lead to clearing and healing. Wow. So maybe both of you already did that work, right? You're going to know, right? The fact that they came out together, right? Maybe that one of you recently went to a trip to the UK, Ireland, or you're going to share pictures with each other. There's going to be that sense of standing up to authority figures like, like, who do you think you are, right? Like, and maybe you've overcome that in this life, right, Gemini, or the person you're connecting with. Interesting that something's tried to mess with my throat chakra there, but yeah, I think this is beautiful. I think, yeah. Let me see. Is there any other thing that Gemini needs to know? Anything else I need to pull to? Well, look at it as I lift up the deck. Right? Maybe it's a water sign you're gonna connect with abundance, right? There was a lot of cards of abundance with the Empress, the Queen of Pentacles, right? So there it is. Kind of like the icing on the cake to know that it's gonna be a very emotionally look at happiness, new beginnings. Maybe you're gonna initiate the relation in inicio that wow, it's just the beginning of a new relationship, romance, love, new feelings. Yeah, socializing, celebrations, fertility. So you know that we got the Empress and the fertility here. So I don't know. Maybe you're gonna knock someone up quick, or they're gonna get knocked up quick, and so be careful if you don't want that. But yeah, maybe Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer might be significant, or you have that in your chart, Gemini. But yeah, yeah. So it's good things coming, right? If you haven't had that tower yet, the the message is surrender now, right? Surrender to that tower, and I feel like it has to do with your spiritual gifts. Maybe in the past, that's why you didn't see things coming the way you should have, because you're a lot more tapped in than you're giving yourself credit, and maybe stop fighting it, right? So, on that note, Gemini, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening, right? Yeah, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, right? If you're Gemini, support a fellow Gemini, all that good stuff. All right, peace.